Stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.
We pledge unto thee a creed ever salty, to spread the disease. Stay pulpy and ballsy.
Ballsy.
Heed all our calls, biblical prophesizing of shittiness and balls, of digital
Gonorrhea.
infected we are. The ragged new order, united we are. Rabid Rambo.
Welcome to the Alpha and the Omega. This is John Rambo Presents The Show. My name is John, and I'm joined by the leader of the Pulpy Master Race. OJ is here.
Hello.
A little bit of a delay there. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm coming in through satellite. It's a little bit shaky out here today.
What's going on with you tonight? You are a little shaky. You're a little late to the recording session here.
Yeah, satellites will do that to you. I'm so sorry about that.
What was going on? What were you doing?
Well, before when we were doing the show recordings on Thursdays, some guys from work they'd have board game night on Wednesday nights. And
Yes.
I promised them that I would go to board game night tonight. And the board game ran a lot longer than it was supposed to. I actually had to cut out still with like half the game to go.
Was it Monopoly?
No, it was Small World.
Is that like Candyland?
It's more like Risk plus Dungeons and Dragons plus Stratego.
I would like it better if it was just Candyland.
Candyland is pretty good, especially if there's real candy involved.
So you sacrificed your game night to do the show.
Yeah, and going to the gym.
You weren't really going to go. Come on.
Well, if I didn't go to game night, I would have gone to the gym and then gone to the show. And then recorded the show, and I would have been here like an hour earlier.
Well, OJ, we appreciate your efforts. Just don't be late again.
Oh, that frightens me somewhat. If I'm late again,
Are you
does
okay?
Cyberdemon take my job?
Cyberdemon will replace you in a matter of seconds.
Oh, but I'm okay.
So, all right. Well, we're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here too. I just
Appreciate
wish
the
it finished.
sacrifice.
It's cool. It's cool.
All right.
I'll just make sure that the timing works better out next month.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off the air.
Okay.
We'll talk about schedule. I don't think people want to hear about the scheduling.
No,
problem.
I meant I'll schedule with the board game people better next time.
We'll have them come on the show. We'll all do it together for everyone. We'll get the calendars out. We'll do the whole deal.
A couple of them have actually listened before.
Good.
Yeah, spreading the disease.
Exactly. At board game night. Even board game night is untouched. Or is touched, I'm sorry, by the digital gonorrhea.
There's a reason we play Pandemic sometimes.
Yes. So today we're going to go into detail about my former life as an ice cream man, or that one summer that I was an ice cream man.
Perhaps
More
you've heard of his ice cream alter ego. He was made most famous in a recreation of his life known as Twisted Metal.
Yes, much like that. OJ's going to talk about some stuff. I think you saw Battleship. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Are you going to talk about Battleship today?
I would love to.
I'm excited to hear this.
Yes.
There's a couple announcements we're going to make. We're going to do the comments, all the goodness. But I think we should start off with this, actually. You were involved in this.
Uh-oh.
Last weekend, on Sunday, OJ and I took part in the production of Episode 4 of Project 7.
Project 7.
So it kind of came out because Paul from Respect the Pact actually put up a picture on Twitter of you and I in costume. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw it.
So I guess we could talk about it because it's kind of out there. So OJ is playing the role of Mario. And I have to say, he did an awesome acting job, as you always usually do.
Oh,
I was going to say always, but I said usually instead.
thanks.
Does that upset you?
No, it's more accurate.
I don't think you've ever done a poor job that I've seen.
Well, hey, I mean, I always the trick is to always try and do better.
Purposely do bad so you can do better the next time. And shock people.
That's
No, you did a great. How come I'm trying to compliment you and it's coming out like I'm insulting you? Isn't this strange?
I don't know. It's okay. It's okay though. It's
Like
okay.
I'm attempting to compliment you here, but it just seems like I'm insulting you somehow. I don't even know how this is possible.
I don't know. I don't think I'm doing a very good job at taking the compliment.
But anyway, you did a great job with the acting. You know, I think people saw the last episode with Chap, our friend Chap, as a gaseous snake, and I think you did just as good as he did. And he's a trained actor, professionally trained. I think you may have done better than him. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this.
Uh-oh. We're not going to be able to
Awesome
get him
job
back
as
now.
your role as Mario. Am I causing problems with you guys now?
No, it's fine.
I'm setting the bar high here.
Yeah, you are a little bit.
But I thought you did a great job.
Thank you.
What do you have to say about the day and your experience?
Well, just one last thing. I mean, Mario, he's a character. I've known this character for a long time, so it wasn't like I was doing. He's a pretty simple character to try to do, so don't worry about that. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we were there for a very long time, like the entire day. What was it? Where were we, like we got there at 9 and left at like 9?
Yeah, you and I got there at 9. We lived furthest away from anyone,
Yeah,
and we're the first ones to show up.
which is pretty great.
What's up with that?
Well, it just shows how dedicated we are to
I drive there in
our
an
projects.
hour in my broken car, and I get there and people are like sleeping and no one's ready.
Yeah, well, hey, it meant we got to go get breakfast.
But that was funny because we basically spent the whole day outside. The whole episode's done outside,
Yeah,
and like no one thought like, wait a second, we should have some sunblock, or we should have some waters available for the day.
yeah.
No one thought this. But luckily, Andre had like 100 waters in his car. I don't even know
Just
why.
randomly.
Just randomly, he bought like a big thing of water from Stop and Shop or whatever, and like we just all stole from it.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
But so we were able to survive. But
Yeah, well, I
yeah,
think
it was lucky outside. Did you get sunburned at all?
that's the thing. I made it out of the best out of anybody because I was wearing overalls, a long sleeve shirt,
Right.
and a hat and gloves, and a mustache. So all that was visible was maybe the bottom part of my face. I got a little bit burnt, and my ears were kind of red, but it didn't get that bad.
Yeah, I really didn't get burned because I was wearing long sleeves too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sweating.
Oh yeah, dude. I had 2 shirts on and overalls. You had 2 shirts on.
I probably lost weight that I probably shouldn't have lost.
Water weight.
Yeah, sweating. Just sweating it out.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where you're like, when you sweat so much, you don't have to go to the bathroom all day.
Which was good because we were
Does
outside
that kinda worry you?
all day.
Because what does that mean? It's coming through your skin, What exactly are you sweating at that point?
And why do dogs like it so much?
Exactly, yes. Why do they like peanut butter so much? But
Peanut butter too? I thought it was only me.
I thought I was pretty happy with the way the episode came out. Came up with a couple things on the fly that I thought were very funny.
Yeah, I think it worked.
I think you did a great job. And I got to do a dual role kind of situation. I got to play Luigi
Oh, that was fun.
to your Mario.
Oh, if ever there were a glorious team, it was Luigi and Mario.
And I'll actually put the picture right now. If you're watching the YouTube version of the show, I'll actually put that in the slideshow right now. The picture I stole from Paul that he put on Twitter. But it was cool, man. It felt cool to step into the shoes of such an iconic characters,
Oh, yeah. It's like, I mean, it's somebody that's easily recognizable by anyone.
Kind of make asses of these characters that I loved as a child.
That was kind of weird, but
Yeah,
the funniest parts were, I mean, I wore the costume all day. I took the
Yes.
mustache off for maybe an hour to eat.
you looked frightening, by
That
the
was
way.
it. But we went to a place to get food, and there were little kids going, Mario, Mario.
What did you expect to happen? You wore the full suit into a restaurant, and then you're shocked that people are talking to him.
I
when you
wasn't
sing Mario.
shocked. I thought it was awesome.
You loved it.
There was this one older looking gentleman there who's like, look like you're about to go paint something. He didn't know who Mario was.
Yeah, you looked kind of like a conductor. I thought a train conductor,
From Sunshine Station.
and you looked like kind of like a pedophile at the same time
Like from Sunshine Station.
because of the mustache, I think.
Oh yeah, the mustache
And
was terrible.
And I have had nightmares about you the last couple nights
So did I.
because it was frightening.
I
How
don't
about yourself? You had nightmares.
blame you. What's scarier than your own inner demons?
But I don't know when this episode's coming out. I think we're hoping for too many games to unveil it.
But we can't.
I was
make
pretty
any
happy. I was pretty
promises.
happy with the whole experience, and
Yeah, we didn't have any real big issues either. It just seemed to flow.
I will say this though: it was the first time for me where I felt good with the acting. I'm not saying the acting's good or that I did good acting. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I felt good doing it or felt comfortable doing it.
Well, good, because you did a good job, man. Don't put
Probably for
yourself
the first time of all the stuff we've done so far.
Ah,
I was like, I could do this. Like I had a lot more. It just felt good coming out.
good.
So I don't know if it'll translate well. It's still a work in progress, but I felt good about it.
No, that is awesome. I
I
think
was happy with a lot of the stuff that I kind of pulled out.
Yeah, I think it came out pretty well. From
Okay,
from
so-
what I saw of your acting and everyone else, what they were doing, it worked out pretty darn well.
Okay.
I just can't wait to talk about what actually happened.
I definitely want to put you in that Mario suit when we go to too many games.
I've
And
done
just
it
have you
before.
walk around and I'll film you. I think
Yeah.
that'd be very funny.
Dude, I've done that before, man.
And what I'd like to do is like the day Project 7 comes out, I'll put that up. You know?
Oh, that's
A little extra stuff
I like it.
with OJ's Mario.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
You'll have to talk about today. This is crazy, man.
I know. Go
I got a
figure.
big announcement to make right now.
Oh.
And ironically, I was planning to make this announcement anyway. This wasn't like a planned thing or like because of something else. But YouTube's having all kinds of problems recently. Like it's got this weird thing where it's just like dropping subscribers or people that are YouTube members that they have their subscriptions. They're losing their subscriptions.
Splendid.
It
I
just
love
takes
it.
them away, and they have to resubscribe and all that stuff. So every day I'm losing like a ton of subscribers. I know several other people I've talked to are having the same problem. So I should have 0 subscribers within about a month.
Oh, if it
But,
continues at the same rate?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'll be down to about 0 in a month. But that's okay. Because I have something in the works that we were working on. The Ramborgia has grown to the point where YouTube is no longer enough for us. It's no longer enough for us
It was
anymore.
never enough for us. It was just tiding us over.
Exactly. We need a home base. I felt like we need a home base of operations where people can communicate with each other, and it's much more of an interactive thing going on, you know. And more of an organized setup, too. I just don't like the YouTube setup, how it's all kind of thrown there, you know.
Just kind
For
of
instance, if I tell someone I made Schnozzman Hole Punch, the series I made, how could I watch that? Go to my YouTube channel. It could be hard for them to figure out where it is on there.
Yeah,
right?
they might not know magically where you're
You
talking
got to
about.
dig around a little.
Mm-hmm.
So over the last couple of weeks, heavy construction has been taking place. What will be our new home. Ladies and gentlemen, coming soon. StayBallsy.com. Do some announcement music or something. What do you got? It's all being built by a gentleman. His name's Carlos. He's actually a friend of Howard's, and he built Howard's Don'tBlowThis.com website, which is really nice looking. The guy just does really amazing work. And he does this on the side, like he has a full-time job, and he does the website stuff. So he's been working on what he can. I really appreciate his efforts and all that stuff. And once it's done, I'd like to have him on to talk to him about it. Are you whispering? What the hell's
No,
going
I
on?
was just doing the music quieter while you were announcing.
We don't need the music anymore.
Okay.
The announcement's already out there.
Okay.
So so the website's basically going to be a hub for the show. It's going to replace the geekfiregifts.com/the show page. Are you upset about that?
It's okay.
It's basically an upgraded area for the show.
Mhm.
You'll have your MP3. You'll have the YouTube. We're still going to embed the YouTube videos, so it's not like we're leaving YouTube, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be everything's going to be business as usual, but we'll have the YouTube embed on the site, so you don't necessarily even have to go to YouTube. You just go to the site if you want.
Exactly.
It's going to have Schnozzman Hole Punch, obviously, like a page for them, and all their stuff in one organized page. And we're going to have exclusive content on the site as well. Maybe stuff that doesn't really fit on YouTube, maybe like more audio shows and web comics and things like that that doesn't really work that well for YouTube, can be on this site now.
It's going
And-
to be glorious.
And we're going to have a pro wrestling section for the guys that like smart guys. We're going to have a lot more wrestling content. You know, if like there's a pay-per-view or something and I watch it, I can do a blog on there while it's happening, or I can do an audio immediately afterwards if I want for, half hour or something, and easily upload it to that. All kinds of stuff we can do. We're going to have webcomics, like I said. We're going to have the music section. All of the art from the Ramborgia and the music they've made can be accessed for there, and you can download it to your computer and wherever you want to do with it. Have a small forum. So there's a ton of stuff's going to be here. And it's not really about me or about us, you know.
It's about you.
Is it about the goal is to make a community, make it a community of contributors.
Yes, it's about you, to everyone as a whole.
And this idea of the StayBallsy Intergalactic Video Network is a real thing. By the way, we're taking over.
In case no one picked up on that.
Right. In case you didn't, that's in parentheses underneath it. Well, it's a real network it's gonna be a real network of people that can join this network, and we'll put your stuff up, your original content can go up on there, and we'll feature it. And right off the bat, we're gonna feature stuff from Respect the Pact, and the Gadgeteer. You remember the Gadgeteer? He was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do a webcomic for us. Splendid. For the site. That will be running by weekly or bi-weekly or something like that.
Very nice.
So and as we close, we definitely want to open this up and feature more content from all the Ramborgia, and it's gonna be a whole website. It's not my website. It's not your website. OJ, doesn't belong to you. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not yours. It's everyone that's part of this community. This is our site. This is our content.
This is our home.
Exactly. So I think it's a really big step for us. I think it's an important step, and we hope to have it up, within a few weeks. Hopefully, it's looking pretty good right now. I actually got in there. All the episodes of the show are loaded up, and I'm just kind of filling it with some other stuff, and hopefully pretty soon. So we'll see how things go. We'll definitely have more information about it as we get closer.
Very nice. You guys are going to be in for a treat once it's done.
Are you excited?
You're darn right.
There's so much we can do with it. It's pretty awesome.
It's going to be beautiful.
What I'll probably start doing once it's up, I'll go on to YouTube, and I'll make a video weekly of saying, look, this is what's on the site this week. This is what's on the site now, because we do content every week, So that is it. The second announcement I have. I'm confirmed 100% for E3. Boom. So again, I want to thank DSP, who set this up for me. I'm sponsored by DSP Gaming. DSP Gaming is bringing me to E3, who is being brought to E3 by Machinima. It's kind of like a weird triangle. But it's pretty cool, man. So I gotta say thanks to Phil for helping me out, and we're gonna be staying in Hollywood. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah.
I did.
You mentioned you mentioned that you're staying in Hollywood. You got to drive.
Yeah, we're gonna be driving around a little bit. That's kind of a bummer, but it's cool because it's a cool thing, the Hollywood thing, and going E3 and LA and all that stuff. So I'm pretty pumped for it. This thing just kind of happened randomly. You got to go with it.
Man. You just roll with it. You got a good thing going on right now.
Yeah, I'm doing my best out there to make some good things happen for all of us. And
yeah, and I mean, you're gonna be out there hanging out and helping Phil and stuff with some stuff too, right?
I'll be there from Monday through Friday.
Wow. So while I'm at work, you're gonna be chilling, man.
The first week of June.
June.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you'll be at work. I'll be in LA. But I'll be doing work for you, buddy.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I know.
When I'm sitting on the beach, I'll be doing work for you. I'll be thinking of you.
Aww.
When I'm in the ocean, leisurely sitting.
Well, I'm frantically typing away at my desk trying to get.
I don't know. I gotta think of some things I could do, and some things that I'd like to see there, and all that stuff. So
I think you're going to have a wonderful time, and you'll meet some very interesting people.
Let's kind of put some questions for the show that week. What will be of the show this week? So I'm in negotiations with Howard. I'm trying to marry you and Howard together to do the show without me that week.
Instead of a marriage, could we just go steady for a week?
I'm not sure. I'll probably call in or something, but I don't think I could do. I was just thinking about the time difference and everything. I don't know where I'll be because it's gonna be like much
3 hours.
Right. So I mean, I don't think I could possibly do a full show. So if you guys can do it, I'll call in for a segment or something.
Yeah.
But I hope to have other stuff going up on the channel that week as well, where I can upload it myself or.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Well, one would hope.
But like we always say, the show is forever, and we will have a show. So
the show must not fail, and it shall not fail. It will continue for as long as we deem it necessary, which is, indeed, forever.
That is right. So do you want to talk about the Battleship?
All right.
What was that?
That was me getting ready for talking about Battleship.
It'd be funny if you were just like, no. You want to talk about Battleship? No.
I don't want to talk about it. I had a bad experience.
All right, tell us about the Battleship movie.
All right. Well, I went to see this movie with my dad. We went to see Battleship instead of Avengers.
Why is that?
My dad loves the Navy. His father was in the Navy in World War II, and he's always been incredibly interested in the Navy. And so a movie as ridiculous as The Prospect, with a heavy naval theme, appealed to him. And I wanted to see it anyway, just to see how crazy it was.
So you weren't against this. You were just like, all right.
I'm like, whatever. I already saw Avengers. If you want to see Avengers, we can go see it again soon. Whatever. That's cool.
Right.
So we get to the theater just as the movie's about to start. Like, we've got maybe 10 minutes of previews. We skipped 5 of them.
That's good.
And theater's nearly empty, which is really sad because it was opening weekend at 3:15 on a Saturday.
Nice.
But we get in there, and, the movie, it's pretty ridiculous, I will admit. Now, I thought the movie was going to be really stupid. I had incredibly low expectations. I just thought this is going to be, like, the dumbest film I see in a very long time. And you know what? If you have enough suspension of disbelief, it's not that bad. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. There are things that happen that should not happen. The entire movie could have been stopped if they had made one decision slightly differently earlier, like 20 minutes into the movie. But honestly, I'm happy that I saw the movie, and I'm happy that the movie was made. You're
happy the movie was made?
Yeah.
Why would you be happy the movie's made?
Because it's
I feel like it's a story that it needed to be told.
Well, not really. But it was just cute. I just watched the movie like, oh my gosh, it's Battleship. Yeah, it was just like, oh my gosh, they took Battleship and made a movie out of it. That's so precious. I mean, one of the cool things they did, though, is there's a scene where there's some naval veterans being honored at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And I honestly think, I haven't checked into this, they might have been real naval veterans, and that I thought was really cool.
Huh.
Like guys from World War II, because...
We will honor you with this movie about a board game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Thank you for your contributions.
It's what any true hero would dream of,
Actually, that's not a bad tribute, really.
No, I mean, there were maybe 9 of them. I don't know if they were actors or real veterans, but some of the lines they said sounded like they weren't actors.
They didn't look like actors you knew.
Dude, they're old dudes, man. They're veterans, man.
You didn't notice like Pee Wee Herman up there?
No Paul Rubens today.
All right. De Niro wasn't up there?
Nah. I mean, the movie, there was some really stupid stuff that happened, but if you don't take it seriously and ignore physics and reality a few times, it's pretty cool. It was a stupid movie. It was really stupid, but I was glad that I saw it.
Do you recommend it? What's the verdict here?
Netflix?
It's a Netflixer. People still have Netflix. I don't think anyone does that anymore.
I do, man. I watch stuff on there all the dang time.
Do you actually get the DVDs in the mail?
No, heck no.
Killed that.
Why would I do that when I can just sit in my home and not even have to go to the mailbox?
Yeah, screw that.
No, I gotta.
Became like, I don't want to go to the store to get the movie. I can just go to my mailbox. Like, no, that's too much now. I won't even go to the mailbox. I'll just stay in the house.
This is why I like Netflix.
What's next?
Your brain, straight to your brain.
I don't even want to get out of bed.
You don't even have to open your eyes. It's just there.
What's after that?
Total Recall. No, I gotta tell you though, my deal with Netflix, one reason I like it is when I'm doing stuff, like if I'm working on the suit or if I'm making clay figures or candles or whatever, I can just put Netflix on. Like, I was watching Burn Notice. Like, I've gone through seasons 1 through 3, I think.
Yeah.
Just leave it running, man. and you just watch
Actually,
episode
Netflix
after
is hurting
episode.
now though, because a lot of these like Xfinity and these on-demand things are kind of eating them up. The
Yeah,
cable companies basically like, wait, we could do this ourselves.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Wait a second.
What's hilarious though is I think I read on Engadget the other day that Verizon was having for a service on their phones or something where you could watch, Netflix and all
Yeah.
these other video services and Comcast, but
Uh-huh.
they had Comcast like their service on there, their on demand or whatever on your phone,
Yeah, that's what I
but the
have.
Verizon service wasn't ready yet. So
Oh,
it was like, wait, what? You can watch Netflix on your phone, but not the phone company's actual service themselves yet. That's the impression I got from Engadget. I read it briefly.
Right.
I didn't really go in depth. But that just struck me as kind of funny.
yeah, I have Xfinity. And it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
You
dude.
you have it on like the Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, it comes in handy. I mean, I
I have
just
this.
watched-
There's an HBO app on the Xbox, and it has like every show they ever had, and every season an episode of the show.
that's beautiful. The only problem is you need an HBO subscription to watch it.
Yeah, I have that, so it's pretty sweet.
See, that's the sad part, man. Like HBO, if you want to watch HBO, you need like $100 per month cable package. Like it costs a fortune. But it is possible. It's technologically possible for HBO to beam the shows directly to you for money. But they need so much money to produce their shows. I don't think they can go ahead and do it because people are like HBO.
They sell a
I
ton
want
of
to buy
DVDs,
your
though.
series, but you won't let me do it.
They sell a ton of DVDs though.
Yeah, it's tough though. I mean, that's a massive bet, like that the show's going to take off.
It's pretty much the only thing I watch now. Is I watch like Game of Thrones and a couple of shows on there.
Well, the only ones that are
And it's
really
pretty good.
intelligent and good at this point that I've seen. I mean, there's
Game of
other ones.
Thrones,
There's
I'd
other.
say it's one of the greatest shows ever,
Yes.
without a doubt. It's one of the best TV shows ever made. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, I'm just chomping at the bit to buy the next set of the Blu-rays when they come out.
Yes.
Game of Thrones, just like, please.
Yeah,
take
episode
my
8
money.
just came out. I think there's 10 in the season.
10 per
So
season. Yeah.
it went so fast.
I know, it's absurd.
I was like, what's going on here?
I don't
It's
even
really too
understand. I mean, just think about that. They're going to catch up with the author of the book series if he doesn't, get his act together and write.
He's counting his money. Well, he's done a great job, so he can take a
Oh
break.
yeah. As much as I did not like book 5, he's done.
Don't spoil it.
I'm just saying. That's all I said.
All right, so I'm going to go into my craziness here.
Please do.
You don't know a lot about a lot of these stories. I'm going to tell you some stories here. There's a lot of intrigue, a lot
Well,
of mystery.
I got to tell you, there's a lot of stuff that you haven't
You were
told
lost
me.
here. You were out, gallivanting, or you were not part of my life.
Hey, I still talked with you on the phone a bunch.
All right, so what I'm going to do is take everyone back now to the summer of 2008. The setting, Westchester County, New York. A young John Rambo, learning so much about life, and is down on his luck, is in need of money, which is a situation I found myself in more than I like and still continue to. But that's a story for another day.
Oh.
I actually had just been hired at GameStop at this time, but I was only getting like a day or two a week,
Oh, lovely.
and it wasn't really covering the bills. Yeah, I was like barely working there, really. There'd be like weeks where I wasn't on the schedule and all kinds of stuff. So there's this book that comes out weekly, and you can pick it up at the post office. It's called The Penny Saver.
I know that.
It's basically what people used to use in that way back in 2008.
Before Craigslist.
Before Craigslist, well, Craigslist was around, but it didn't really come into prominence, I think, like it is now.
Not at that.
So it was like this book. It had your classifieds, had your people selling stuff, and it had your job listings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I see this job. It's ice cream truck driver available, and I wish I still had the ad because I'm sure it was written in some crazy way or said something crazy in it. But I was like, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of appealing to me because up until this point, all I did was work in a bunch of stores. And I was like, I really feel I want to do more of that.
Yeah.
You start to lose your mind in those walls.
They're getting
It becomes almost like a tomb. You think that you will be buried within those walls.
You could if you knocked over the right shelf.
That's how it. Well, sometimes you want that to happen, but so I'm like, this is something totally different. Plus, it's like a seasonal thing. It only lasts for like the warm part of the year, so that was kind of appealing to me too. So I'm like, well, if, it just ends. If I don't like it.
Yeah, you're done. You can walk away, do something else the next year.
So I call the number and they tell me to come down and say hello. So I go down there. I don't know how many people applied for the position. In the first place, probably not that many, but the economy wasn't as bad at this point. But I'm sure now there's like thousands of people trying to get this job.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I guarantee you. But so I go down there. This is the first time I met a very influential character in my life, a complete madman, the boss. We're gonna call him the boss.
Boss
Big
man.
We're gonna call him Big Boss.
Big Boss.
We're gonna talk about
so he's so that's who Howard meant.
what? All right, forget it.
Project 7, Episode 3.
So we're no, so we're gonna talk about him quite a bit as we progress here. But being a very different type of guy that he is, he doesn't ask you, like in this interview process, he doesn't ask you anything about your previous jobs or any like typical interview stuff. He just asks you like personal questions, like trying to get like a feel of what kind of person you were, I guess. It was very interesting. He was a very interesting person.
So he maybe he feels like he could get any doofus to do the job, but he wants to get somebody he likes.
Well, we're gonna talk about why he does this, but basically explain that this job you used to drive around selling ice cream and you take home a percentage of what you made, and I think it was like 20 or 30%. I can't even remember. It could have been more than that, actually. I just can't remember at all. You think I would remember that, but he mentioned that you get paid in pure cash. So nothing's on the books whatsoever. Okay? Now, the strange thing about this, you're driving a vehicle, and as far as I can remember, they never asked for a driver's license or see my driver's license ever.
That's how you know it's a classy operation.
Okay, all right, just think about that. And the next thing is, you're going to be selling ice cream to kids, and there's going to be a lot of kids around you. You're selling ice cream to kids all day. They never took any information to do like a background check or anything. So who knows you're giving this vehicle to and send them in after kids? You don't even know who knows if they have a license. I always kind of wondered like what would happen if someone did something crazy or on the road or like did something against the law, right? I think the boss would just kind of deny your existence. I think he'd be like, I don't know who that guy is. You stole my truck.
There is no spoon.
I think it's quite possible that that's what would have been the scenario. I don't know. Luckily, I never found out, but
yeah, right.
So he basically ran this thing like it was like a mafia operation. And as I talk about this, you'll understand more of why I say that. But so he takes me to this farm, and the back of this farm is where all the trucks are located, and he actually built all these things himself.
Huh?
Yeah, he built all these trucks. He was a really an amazing person. Actually, he's the kind of guy that he owns his own business, and the kind of guy that works his ass off to own his own business, so he doesn't have to do what other people are telling him all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was just a take charge kind of guy, a madman. So all these trucks are like converted vans and things that he got possession of, and then he fixes them up. He sticks freezers in them, and there's this big barn, and inside this barn there's a huge freezer, and that's where the ice cream is. Right?
Yeah.
So how this works is you show up when you want to show up. You load the ice cream that you think would sell based upon your experiences on the road that you think is going to sell the most. And then you take out one of his trucks and you go pretty much wherever you want to go.
That's that simple?
That was pretty much it. And then there was different drivers and you kind of had to coordinate a little bit. I pretty much had like one area that I always had because I liked it and there was areas I was familiar with. And then other guys had their own areas. And it was a lot of freedom. And the dude was very, very trusting. He was unbelievably trusting. And all he did, he would give you the tools to succeed, and then the rest was up to you. And it's a commission-based thing, so if you want to make money and survive, then you have to do well,
Huh.
And he was very interesting. He was always when you go to the farm to get the truck, he was always there doing something or working on something or whatever, or loading the fridge or whatever. And he would talk to you. He would always want to talk to you. He never would talk about the job itself. We would have like these really intense conversations about life and all kinds of crazy stuff with you,
Huh.
And I think a lot of that was because he was trying to see if he could trust you because he gave you so much freedom, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
And you could screw him completely. I mean, there was no way of telling how much ice cream you actually sold, and as compared to what you actually gave him back at the end of the day in like cash.
I mean, he didn't even keep track of the inventory.
There really wasn't.
Aye,
You know?
aye.
Because a lot of times he wouldn't be there. You would go, you'd take the stuff, put it in the truck, and then you would get the cash, and you could just take cash and pocket it,
Aww.
and then give him some of it back, and you would never know. But you would never do that because you could tell. You could tell this is the kind of guy that if you screwed him and he found out, he would come at you like an animal. Like you just knew. And he was never like he would get a temper and he'd get loud and stuff and yell at people. But he was never like, that bad, but you could tell that's what would happen. And that's why I say he was like a mafia man. Like for the most part, he was pretty quiet and just kind of nice. But if you messed with him, then he would destroy you.
Gonna make him an offer again.
So he's a very interesting guy. So the first thing I had to do is I went out with this dude, one of the other drivers, to get like a feel for the truck and stuff, what we'll be doing. And this guy was basically Carl from the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's like this middle-aged guy, kept talking about how he always talked about how his rock band was going to make it, and they're like the best band, and how he like bangs all these chicks all the time, and you're like, no, I don't think you do that, buddy. And how like Bon Jovi's the best band ever, and all this stuff. And he was a character. That guy was a character.
Oh, dude. Well, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
So he took you out to show you the truck?
Yeah, it was kind of like he took you out and then you got to see what he was doing, and then you got to actually like to drive it for the first time and stuff like that,
So was the freezer in the truck always running even when the truck was off?
Yes.
How'd that work out? Did you have to plug it into the wall?
I will talk about it.
Okay, just want to make sure we get to that because I'm curious.
Okay. Yes. All right. I will explain that.
So you're out in the truck with Carl.
So the truck itself is a piece of junk. They're all pieces of junk, and they have no power steering, and the brakes were kind of iffy, and obviously there's no air conditioning in there.
Oh.
It was just crazy hot. So you'd have to have all these windows open, and your only real salvation from the heat was the actual freezers. So a lot of times you would just lay on top of them. The trucks were pretty scary. A lot of the trucks broke down. Luckily for me, they never broke down on me.
Oh, that's good.
Some other guys would break down randomly, and then the boss would come and in his minivan and fly up there and fix it on the spot. And it was a wild man, but some of those trucks were pretty frightening, I have to say.
Dangerous trucks.
There was a couple times where like you're on hills, and like I remember being on a hill, going up a hill, couldn't make it up, hitting the brakes, and I'm sliding backwards, and I had to just like slide all the way down this hill, like with cars like possibly coming behind me. There's always a couple of scary situations, but you never knew what was going to happen.
Just be glad you don't take it out in the winter.
Right. Now, we're going to get to what you were talking about. So, the truck, like I said, the trucks were at this farm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you took the truck out, you had to bring it back to the farm at the end of the day, obviously.
Yes.
Now, I kid you not, the trucks were on like a cliff. This is where you had to park the trucks on like a freaking cliff. So you had to do, and you pulled into this farm, you had to back down the drive, you had to back into the farm first of all. You had to back all the way down this long dirt road to the back of this farm, and then drive along like the edge of this cliff, and then park it like perfectly in between all these other trucks.
And then be able to open the door and get out.
Yeah. And I swear to God, I did this probably every day. Like I'm going to talk about this, but I worked every day for months and months. And it was every time I did this, it was nerve-wracking. It wasn't like you ever got used to it. Like there was never a time where like, I could do this easily.
No breaks, no
It
problem.
was usually like comfort and repetition, right? But even up until my last possible day working there, I was still kind of like afraid of doing this.
Oh, dude.
So what happens is you park it, and there's like he has outlets. There's outlets outside on like posts.
Yeah.
So what you do is you park, and then you take a plug and you plug it into the the outlet outdoors, and so the freezer runs all night and charges.
Yeah. Huh.
There's all kinds of crazy stuff that would happen. Like people would mess up their parking because it was tough. They'd ram another truck, or this one guy backed up so much he rammed the electrical thing.
No.
Like a big explosion.
Oh, dude, that meant that all the trucks lost power, right?
The boss was a madman. He would yell and then he would go immediately fix it because it was so good. But I remember there's one time where like it was pouring rain, and this dude parked the truck, and they took the plug and he plugged it into the power supply, and there was just like an insane explosion.
Oh no!
It fried the thing. It was like the plug's on like this piece of wood, and it was a fireball. I don't know how the dude didn't like electrocute himself.
I'm glad he didn't.
I don't know why he thought he could plug it in the rain.
Did anybody forget to plug it in?
Yeah, that would happen. Yeah, then you'd get all pissed.
Because you'd lose all that product.
You lose all the product, all kinds of stuff like that. So, yeah, you were responsible. Basically, you would fill the truck and then, plug it in. That was like your responsibility. Now, the ice creams themselves, there was no like set prices. Like on the trucks, it had like the pictures of them all, right?
Yeah.
But you never had prices, and you would kind of do it on your own.
Seriously?
It was kind of up to you. He kind of gave you like a what it should be, but you go to certain neighborhoods and certain places, and you kind of bump it up.
Ah.
A lot of it was really like a rip-off. You have to see like it was a rip, man. I mean, rip people off all the time. It's terrible.
Did you
You'd buy like
yeah.
You go to Costco or like A&P or Stop and Shop and buy like the thing of waters, like the bottled waters. Like you get like 24. It was like $4, $5.
Yeah.
You would sell water for like $1 a piece.
Which isn't even that ridiculous. I mean, you go to a sports arena, it's like $4 or $5.
It really is, but if you're buying 24 for $5, I mean that's an awesome profit. And you bring, I remember I'd load up like 4 of those things.
Well, don't forget you're bringing you're paying in gas money to get it over there too.
He would cover the gas as well, actually.
Nice.
But you just go through so much water, and like that's just free. That's just free money, man. And the ice cream itself, it was like a couple. You had like your big items, like your cookies and cream. I think it was like $3.50 or $4.
Yeah.
People would buy it. People would buy it.
Come on, there's one I'm waiting for here.
What is it?
Choco Taco.
Choco Taco. That was like $2, $2.50. That was a big one. And like depending on what neighborhood I'm in, I like pump it up. You go like the rich neighborhoods, bump it up. They don't care. They'll buy 6 of them, And you had like these disgusting like kids show, like that kind of thing.
Kids show? Disgusting.
The kids TV shows.
Oh, you mean like Turtles and stuff?
Yeah, so you had like your SpongeBob, the licensed.
I'm like, wait, you're selling these at disgusting kid shows? Where
Disgusting
are you
kid
taking
shows.
this truck?
So you had like your SpongeBob ice cream. You had your Ninja Turtles. You had like that kind of stuff. And that was like $3, and it was like this disgusting thing. I would eat some of this stuff, and it was gross. They would buy it. People would buy it like crazy. So it was pretty much a lot of this stuff was a rip.
Did you have to pay for the ice cream you ate?
I was allowed to pretty much eat anything he said. I mean, how much could you really eat?
John,
That's the thing.
don't ask me that question.
If you're around this stuff all day and you're just looking at it and it's there, like, I'd eat maybe like 1 or 2 things a day. No.
And yet you've kept your wonderful figure.
I got good metabolism.
Fucking jerk.
I wouldn't really eat that much of it, honestly. A lot of it's not very good. I mean, But
I mean, if I were surrounded by Choco Tacos constantly, I'd either finally cave in, read the ingredients, and never eat one again.
There's a lot of stupid stuff people like. There was like this thing. It was like these ice balls, these little balls in the cup, and you like throw it back. And I remember that was called.
Balls
stuff I don't
in a
remember.
cup.
And, yeah, it was a cup. Yeah.
So you actually asked children, "Would you like some balls?" In a cup.
Well, they would ask me, "Can I have some balls?"
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where it all
like.
began.
So anyway, so then I finally go out on my own. And I'm driving the truck in. I kind of really appreciated like the freedom of it. And then you kind of realize like, oh man, if I don't sell stuff, I'm not getting paid, and this is just a waste of my time.
Yeah.
Right. So I pretty much got really hardcore into it. I planned out my routes. And it was a lot of trial and error of like where to go at certain times and stuff like that. And I basically went all out with it, man. I went out every day for basically months and months, and I would do like 10 hours a day.
Oh, dude, that's
It basically
brutal.
it honestly took years off my life. But I was just trying to make the money. There was a lot of potential to make decent money. But I say whatever. I went out every day. There was days you can't go out because it rains. If it rains, you can't. You're basically screwed.
There's no point.
Right. So you get while you can, you go out and go nuts because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what really kind of hurt the whole money thing and kind of made it inconsistent. Because when you actually got to go out, you did pretty good. But then there's days you can't go out.
Yeah. Ah, dude. So what? Yeah.
It was pretty. It was very long days. Could be very brutal. Extremely hot out there, 90-something degrees. Probably hotter in the truck. So certain days I would go out all day, and then I would come to like my house and then shower or whatever, and then go back out.
What that? Oh, so
Yeah,
you
you have to
take
take like shower.
You
You have to take like shower breaks.
So you take. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like I went out for 10 hours. I came home. I took a shower, and I went out again.
I think there was days where I took like 2 showers.
Oof.
Like I'd be out all day. I'd be out for a couple hours, come back to my house, shower, go back out, and then shower again later. A couple hours later.
So when you went back to your house, did you go with the truck?
Oh yeah.
So there's like did you ever come back outside to find all these kids like swarming around the truck like, I want ice cream?
Yeah, I remember one time like I just wanted a break, so I came in, park outside, come into the house. People come to the front door. Oh, you want to buy some ice cream? Like, oh my god, all right.
I'm on break.
I just remember I just like laid down. I wanted to lay down for a minute, So it happened quite often, and it got really hot. You have to lay on top of the freezer inside the truck.
I'm surprised.
It was funny.
I'm surprised you didn't start taking like towels or something or plastic bags filled with water, putting them in the freezer, and then wrapping the bag in the towel and like putting it down your shirt or something to keep cool.
I never got that MacGyverish with it.
Did you ever get burnt from the sun reflecting into the vehicle? Because you'd probably get some weird sunburns from driving all day.
I tell you what, man, that was the best ship I was ever in my life. You had one of those tans that like you can't get burned anymore.
Wow.
And I felt the most like it sounds kind of weird because I was driving an ice cream truck. But I felt the most like a man I ever did doing this.
Well, you look at all the freedom you had, dude.
I know it was like
It was
I had
all on
control
you.
of everything. But like I said, the money was kind of inconsistent. You had your good weekends and your not good ones. There was times where I made like a grand over a Saturday and a Sunday.
Wow.
Which is pretty sweet. I mean, like days that we did awesome, and then there was weeks where it was just kind of dead. And I don't even really know how much I made because I didn't really keep track of it. It was all it was all in cash. I remember going to the bank with like a ton of like $500 for doing like a couple days work, and then at times it was really really good, man.
Well, it's got its ups and downs, but it sounds like you did pretty well for yourself. Probably better than the other guys did because you actually worked.
I was one of the top guys. I was not the top guy. It was hard to figure that out because people had different areas and stuff,
Yeah.
So like you go into like Lower Westchester, where some of the guys went. There's a little more money down there. I was more in like the northern area, so
Did you guys have rivalries between the drivers?
Not really. I mean, you didn't really get to see them much. You could tell some of the guys were goofing off. You could tell some of the guys were working hard. Just like every job. But it really, really were like on your own, really. And you had the boss pushing you.
The boss.
But you kind of like broke it down. There's like a couple different things you can do with it. So one of the things was the neighborhoods. So I kind of figured out a route of like which neighborhoods were good, which ones people actually buy stuff at. And that was pretty enjoyable because you just kind of drive around, you get to like know the people that live there, and you kind of talk to them all the time. And kids like love you.
Oh, everyone loves the ice cream, man.
I remember this one neighborhood I went to, and the kids, it was like in the middle of the summer, the kids are at school and the parents are at work, and they're just kind of out, and trying to survive the summer, and like it's hot and they're just walking around and killing time. And I remember being that age, and I would throw some of the kids' stuff for free.
Aw.
Which I wasn't supposed to do. But you got to get to know them a little bit, And then you kids that were jerks, they would like chase. These kids think you're supposed to like chase the thing or run after the vehicle, and that's kind of scary because you're like, I might run them over or something.
Even if you stop the thing, they might keep running, smack into it, and you get in trouble.
There's this one kid who was a pain in the ass, and he would like jump on the back, right? And he would like start driving, he'd still be on there. So I had to like talk to him one day. I was like, you want to ride? And he was like a teenager too. So I actually let him come in. I was like, sit down, and I drove him around a little bit. And they never did it again.
Yeah, he got a little bit too much of the Rambo. Like he's like, what?
No, I was just nice to him. I was like, please don't do this anymore. I'll drive you around the neighborhood, And then like we'd go to like his friends' houses or whatever, and he'd be in there, and they'd be like, "What are you doing in there?" And thought it was all cool and stuff.
So I guess there were some times when kids were stopping. You're trying to get from point A to point B, and there's kids who want ice cream, even if you didn't plan on selling there.
Yeah, man, you'd be like just driving somewhere. I remember one time one of the biggest things I ever did was like I was just driving along my usual route, and then all of a sudden like there's like 20 dudes on like quads on the side of the road, and I'm like, what the hell? And they all bought a lot of stuff. Like you just like sometimes stuff just falls in your lap. Sometimes it's dry, but you just keep trying,
Yeah.
And the neighborhoods are cool because I found all these like a map, I found all these like really awesome like mansion type neighborhoods that you don't even know exist. They're like off the trail and stuff.
They're like hiding out somewhere.
Yeah, where most mansions are,
Like the Resident Evil mansion.
And then just figure all this stuff out. It was really cool. And then you had your pools and your lakes. A lot of these communities have like a community pool.
Yeah,
Like
I can
lake
name a few.
And those are cool because you just kind of park. You could park there for like a half hour and just you
Just
can rest
hang
there.
out.
Yeah, and people will just cycle through, and that was always cool.
Would you ever be able to park somewhere like that? Take out like a Game Boy or something and just play for a few minutes while
Yeah, you
nothing's
could. I
going
mean, I
on?
would just park it like when these like the neighborhoods you kind of want to hit more people are home from work and stuff, So sometimes you go to these pools like in like the morning or afternoon, and a lot of people go to these pools in the morning. So you get there first, you just kind of hang out, and
Breakfast,
go up.
ice cream.
Right. People got ice cream in the morning, or water, or like other stuff like that.
So were there any times that were much better? You said when people get home from work.
Yeah, people get we'll get into this a little bit, but like I actually did this when kids were still in school, with like May and June.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you want to hit I would get right behind the school bus sometimes. That was dastardly, dude. That's like amazing stuff. You find the school bus, you just follow the bus.
Oh.
Because the kid gets off the bus, they see you, and the parents are there. I want that.
Oh, bravo, sir. Bravo.
And you can just kick ass with that kind of stuff. Yeah, then you want to get into the neighborhoods at night when there's a couple runs you can do, Kids get home from school, and then also when like the folks get home from work, there's another run you can do. And then the days were kind of like the pools and stuff like that. And another thing you can do, you had your sports games. So I actually like printed out the schedule for all the baseball and all the soccer. As I knew where all these things were going on. And then you go there, you show up, and I remember they all pissed at me one time because I pulled in like with the music playing for like a baseball game. Then people started yelling. Well, I mean, if you're like playing in like the major leagues, don't people yell things and stuff? You gotta get used to that, right?
Oh yeah, they yell stuff all the time.
So I mean, I don't know why like baseball all of a sudden you can't make noise. People are like real pissed about that. But that was always good stuff too, and I saw so much like junior league soccer and baseball that year. It was amazing.
A lot of fun.
Not really. I mean, it's, just sit there and do all that stuff. Now here's a couple stories people will enjoy. When I first started doing this, it was like May, and school was still in session, like I talked about, right?
Yes.
So what I did was I went to my old high school, like when people were getting out of school, like when the buses came. So all the buses line up, and I pull in with the truck, like within these buses.
Oh, you went by the buses?
Like I'm like where the buses are. like waiting for the kids to come out. And I'm parked there, and I put the music on a little bit. All the kids come out to get on the bus. They see the ice cream man, and it calls like chaos.
That's not good, man.
And I was selling stuff like crazy. It was a big line. I'm selling. My old high school principal runs out, and he doesn't remember who I am, even though I did spend some time in his office. He doesn't remember me. This dude's cursing. He's going, "No, I'm gonna call the cops on you. You SOB, get out of here." Blah blah blah.
Aw.
Cursing in front of all the kids. He's going nuts, right? So then I had to leave.
Clearly.
So I made so much money though, right? This was the most I ever made. I was like, this is unbelievable. I could just, I made more in like 20 minutes. I did like in like 4 hours yesterday. So the next day I go back.
Oh no.
Like if I could just get in there for like 10 minutes and then get out, it's gonna be so great.
Oh.
So I'm in there for a while. All of a sudden he comes out. This time he has like his big woman with him, and like another guy, and they're all just going nuts and cursing and blah blah blah. So I had to leave.
Clearly.
And what happened was, they called the boss. They figured out who owned the truck or something from the license plate. I don't know. And like the cops like called the boss, and they're like, you can't go there, ever again. If your driver goes there again, you're gonna get your, I think it was like a permit. You have the permits to sell this stuff in these towns, right?
Yeah.
So the boss wants to talk to me, and he basically tells me, and he goes, Johnny. He was calling me John. He goes, Johnny, you're on the edge, and I like it. And he say that he's like, I think from that moment, he loved me because he realized I was gonna go do whatever I can to sell this stuff.
Yeah.
From that moment on, he loved me, and he always says, "You're on, Johnny. You're on the edge. You're on the edge." And this happened like many more times where the cops would come for some reason. And like I never got arrested, but I came close so many times, more than anything other time in my life, that I almost get arrested so many times. It was unbelievable. Because what I would do is I'd basically like, okay, I can't go to that school. Let me try this one, and the same thing would happen. And I would keep doing this over and over again until I found a school. There's one school that let me stay there.
Seriously, they were cool with it?
Yes. It was, I think it was John Jay in, what town is that? Cross River or something? I don't even remember. No. It's the one it's a school that I passed going to your house.
Oh, I know where it is. Yeah, I know.
That's not Katona, though.
Cross River sounds right.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
No.
Well, they allowed me to stay there. I would go there sometimes and during all their school, like all their games and stuff. And that was really cool.
It is Cross River.
Okay.
Wow, it's in Wikipedia.
Those people are awesome. So another thing that we would do is like the boss would set up like you could call this number and you could have like the truck come to your birthday party or your event or something. So you'd set up all these different parties, and those are really cool because you show up and there's a lot of people at them, obviously, and then I think there was like a fee they had to pay for you to come, and plus they had to pay per ice cream, and they would also tip you a lot of the time too. So anytime you set those up, it was really cool. And one time he made me go like an hour away into Connecticut, so I was driving the crazy truck on like the highway. And that was an experience, man.
How did you even could it do those speeds?
No, like it doesn't go very fast. All the windows are open, and it's there's stuff flying in there, and it was crazy. But I got there and I made a bunch of money because I somehow survived. A lot of times, like I can't believe I didn't get arrested, and I can't believe I survived. That's how like looking at that back on it. That's a lot of the thoughts I have.
Wow.
So those parties are really cool. Sometimes you show up a bunch of drunk people.
Really?
Yeah, there's some odd situations. You never know what you get yourself into with that stuff. But
you gotta be
careful. Here's a story for you. I was doing it for like a couple weeks. Like I was pretty new to it. And I go to the field one day. I go to the farm, and there's this chick inside one of there's like one truck left for me, and there's a chick sitting in there. So I go, "Hi, what's going on here? How you doing?" So she's like, hi, yeah, I want to do this job, and the boss wants you to take me out and show me how to do it. Kind of like what I had to do with the Carl guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell me this. He just tells this chick to wait in this truck for me to randomly come, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
You will wait in this truck for this boy.
Yeah, and she does it too.
He will show you things. He will
That was the
teach
boss.
you things.
The boss is always testing you. So I take her out, and I'm like doing my stuff. I'm like, all right. Now you have to. Now I want to show you. I want you to drive, right? So she gets in it, and there's only one seat in these things. So what would happen is I'd have to sit on like a cooler, right?
Oh, that sounds
So I'm
safe.
sitting on this cooler, and she's driving. And she's like, you can tell like she's having trouble. So I'm like, okay, just take it slow. We're in in a neighborhood. There's no cars around. You don't have to worry about it. Going at a decent speed. All of a sudden, she decides to slam the brake. Why? I don't know.
Oh,
Slams the brake. I go flying like across the truck into like the front of it, and just bash my body against it. Like, oh my god, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And then we're like, okay, it's okay. I'm pretty patient, and I keep giving her chances to do it. And she's having just a lot of trouble handling the truck, which is not an indictment of her. It's a pretty
The truck's ridiculous.
Right, it was pretty tough to drive the thing, So I go back to at the end of the night, and the boss is like, well, how was she? How'd it go? So I tell him what happened, because you don't lie to the boss. You tell the boss how it is, right?
Yeah.
So that happened. I think she went out with someone else, and there was some other incident, and that guy told the boss what happened. So he decides not to hire her, right?
Yeah.
So another day, I'm just driving around, doing my route. The boss calls me. He's yelling, okay? He goes, I'll give you one chance. I'll give you one chance to tell me. Did you steal 5 boxes of turtles?
What?
He goes, did you steal 5 boxes of turtles? I'll give you one chance. So I was like, no, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. So apparently what happened is he told this chick, that she's not going to be hired. And I'm sure he did it in like the roughest way possible. That's just the kind of guy he is, right?
Yeah. Pretty blunt.
So I guess she figured that she didn't get the job because based on what happened with me, how she threw me in the truck.
Yeah.
So she must have decided I'm going to make something up about this guy. That's what I think. I don't know exactly what happened. But she basically told him that I stole 5 boxes of Ninja Turtle ice creams while she saw me do this, and I took them home or something.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. So I'm like, no, I didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. And he believed me, which was cool. Because we had that trust thing going, But it was just crazy, man.
Well, dude, you were on the edge and you liked it. What could you expect?
On the edge, and I like it. I'll give you one chance to tell me. And he was just going nuts.
I thought you were gonna say like, that was my daughter. One chance to tell me. Why did you do it with my daughter?
No. Okay, so remember when I said it was kind of like the mafia?
Yeah.
Here's why. This dude had a map. He had a big map, and he had permits to sell. I guess it was in certain counties in New York. And there's other ice cream men though, and it was kind of like a battle for territory. So he had this map of like the territory that he had acquired that was his. He had a stronghold in these certain towns, and then there was towns that he wanted, and those were a certain color. And there was towns that were out of his control, and those were a certain color. Seriously? So there's this area. It's a very small town. It's called Putnam Lake. And it's a lake community, and there's a lot of people that live there. It's a small area, a small amount of land with a ton of people that live there. So that was like a really could be a very lucrative area. But there was this guy that lived in that town, and he had an ice cream truck, and he was like 80 years old, and he was basically that town's ice cream man for like 50 years, and that's the only place he went with his truck. He basically went from his house down the street to the lake, and he would park it there, and all the people in the town would go to this dude's ice cream truck. And he would always talk about this guy. I want that area, blah blah blah. So one day I get a call like 6 in the morning from the boss. And the boss goes, "The bastard's dead! The bastard's dead! Get in there!
Oh,
We're getting in there today! Get in there now!" So I'm like, I just got up, it's kind of early. "Get it, I'll give you $50 if you just go there now." So he basically wanted me to just go there and like sit there as like a way of saying this is ours now.
That's awful.
Like a symbolic thing.
That's insane.
So I did this, and I went there, and I'm sitting there, and like I'm there for a while. I was like the first one there, which is exactly what he wanted. And he kept calling, like, "How's it going there?" And it was going good, And then all of a sudden, another ice cream man comes. And then like another guy comes. Because all these different guys are trying to take over this spot. And one of the guys, he like boxed me in, so I couldn't even he pulled him like behind me. Right? And I had like nowhere to go. And he comes over, starts talking to me, and he starts making fun of the truck. "Oh, this truck's a piece of crap. Pretty old, huh?" Just busted my balls. And I'm doing it back to him, and it was just ridiculous, man.
Did you ever feel unsafe?
I kind of thrived in it a little bit, I can't really explain it. It was just it was chaotic, and it was never boring. And it was like, these are two guys busting each other's balls over ice cream. It was just good comedy, man. So we eventually took over this area.
You got it. Nice.
I think what he did is he actually he gave me a map, and he wanted me to plot out routes in there and stuff. And he threw me a bunch of money for doing that for him and stuff, and that was cool.
I wonder if he still got it.
I'm sure he does. He's not gonna let that go. So here's the other. So you have permits for the towns, right?
Yeah.
And what happens? He never tells you anything. One day I get pulled over by this it looks like a van, but it has like a police siren, and he pulls me over, and he's like, I'm the health inspector for the town. I need to inspect the truck." And this is something that happens.
Lovely.
They need to inspect all restaurants, all places that have food, things like that.
Makes sense, but how do you track you down?
They just know, they hear, they find out your route, or I don't know exactly know. I'm not really sure. The dude found me, so I call the boss, and I'm like, "This guy was to come in the truck, is that okay?" He's like, "Oh, those SOBs," hates them,
Clearly.
It's like, "Yeah, you have to let them in, but I wish I could murder them all," just the way that he was,
Yeah.
And we actually did pass the inspection, which was cool. And that was a good thing.
Good thing he wasn't checking the brakes.
Right. He didn't check he just checked the food storage. It wasn't so much the vehicle itself. It was is the food kept in a safe, and is there bugs or, stuff like that, right? Is the temperature correct and all that kind of stuff.
I put some creepy crawlers there just to mess with them.
So I'm going to tell you this story now. This is a good one. And keep in mind the permits thing, okay? So it's the 4th of July. And the mall in Connecticut, it's the Danbury Mall. It does these fireworks. And there's just a ton of people that show up to this thing. Like hundreds and hundreds of people. So he goes, "We're going to go to the fireworks to sell ice cream." So you're like, okay, you just okay. Right? So he sends me and this other dude. And we go out there.
2 trucks or one?
It was 2 trucks. 2 different trucks. So we go out there, we got to get on the highway again. It was crazy with the truck, all that stuff like we talked about. And we get there, and there's 2 big parking lots, and there's all these different ice cream men in there from Danbury, from Connecticut, right? So they're all in there, and the other guy's freaking out. He's like, "Oh man, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. There's nowhere I could park." And so he kind of just pulled over on the side of the road. He didn't really know what to do. So I'm like, "Screw this, man. I got to make money. This is what I'm doing this for. I'm not wasting my time," because I hate wasting time.
Yeah.
Pull right into the parking lot, park right next to the other ice cream man. There I am. People start lining up to buy my ice cream. The other guy gets out of his truck. He's going nuts. He goes, Don't buy ice cream from him. He doesn't have a permit to be here. He's not supposed to be here. I'm calling the cops on you." And I had some like really like sarcastic comment to the guy. I don't remember what it was though.
I'll call
all
the cops on you.
Like I'm like you know, whatever I said, all the people in my line laugh.
Oh.
Just made an ass of the guy, you know. I'm like, people just want some ice cream, man. Why don't you calm down, you know? So like, I'm in there for a while. The guy's just being such a pain in the ass. I had to like pull out, and I start pulling out. All of a sudden, cop car right in front of me, almost hit him. Cop car stops me, comes over, takes my license, asking all these questions. And turns out we don't have permits to be in that area. We're not supposed to be there at all.
Oh, no.
And then I got to leave. And the cop's like, never come here again, blah, blah, blah. We're going to arrest you. Oof. And I'm leaving, and the other ice cream man's like, he yells out the boss's name. I guess he knew the dude.
Yeah.
And so he's like, tell the boss he's an asshole. He said his real name, obviously.
Oh, that wasn't.
So you quickly realized that the boss would send you places you're not supposed to be. This goes back to my mafia comment. So he would be like, go to this place. And a lot of times you're like, I don't know what's going to happen because you're not supposed to be there. You only have permits for certain areas. So he sent us to Danbury, Connecticut. You have no permits. You have no right to be there. It doesn't tell you that. I just want you to sell stuff.
Very nice. Very nice. He's got your best interests at heart.
And I told him, he's like, what happened? And I go, this is what happened. And this guy called you an asshole. And he's like, I don't even know who that guy is.
Lies.
It's like the guy that knew his first name. He doesn't even know who the guy is. You know.
I believe that.
So that was just crazy, man.
Glad you got out of that without being arrested.
I got out of so many situations. I think just because you're like, I think the cops are like, he's a guy's working. You know, I'm obviously not there to like do selling something I'm not supposed to be doing, and you're like a working person. So I think they kind of let it go.
Yeah.
But the guy was nuts. If you just said you anywhere, you know. And I remember one time I hit a deer.
Oh no.
Like I was going down this hill and a deer popped out, just completely destroyed it. Got this big truck, and it just destroyed the deer. It was disgusting.
I'm glad that you survived because you can do a lot of damage to a truck with no brakes with the deer.
Right. So I just want to tell one more story because I know this has been pretty long. Hopefully people are enjoying it. But this was towards the end of my run. I was driving to the farm to start my day. Driving along, da-da-do. It's kind of like a wooded area. There's like one big shopping center. Driving past it, this dude pulls out in a van, like flying out of this thing, pulls out right in front of me, and I go smashing into his van.
Ugh.
The side of his van. Completely destroyed the car, totaled the car. Van's got like a big, like went like through the. It was like a massive accident. Yeah. My airbag did not go off. My passenger side airbag went off, but the driver's side did not. I smashed into the car. Like I never really felt the same. Honestly, since that.
Oh no!
It could be because I'm getting older, but honestly, like since that day, like I never really felt as good. Like my back and stuff, like just felt like someone.
Oh, dude, that's awful, man.
And a lot of people told me like, because I didn't go to the hospital. A lot of people were like, why didn't you should have went and you could have like sued the guy and blah blah blah. So my car was totaled, and the insurance company actually like and everything, they ruled in my favor. That wasn't my fault. I got like the deductible and all that stuff, but that's a whole other story. Then I got the whole wagon after that. That's a whole other story. So got in this massive accident, right? And I remember I got out of the car and I'm sitting on the sidewalk and like there was like a bank over there. People ran out of where's the driver? Where's the driver? I'm like, right here. Are you okay? Oh my God. And it was like a big scene, because it was like a small town. This is like a big deal to them, So all the people are coming out of the stores, out of the bank to see what was happening. And I'm just sitting there. And I called the boss. I'm like, I got in a car accident. He's like, you need someone to pick you up? So I go, yeah, I do. So I'm sitting there. Just imagine there's cops. There's destroyed cars. There's people all over the place on the sidewalk. All of a sudden, this ice cream truck shows up. And I get inside of it, and we drive away.
That must have been surreal.
It was bizarre. I'm sure the people were like, "What is going on?" Because all of a sudden he pulls up. And I think he tried to sell to these people too, because that's how crazy he was. And then I just get in, and I think he was like mad. I remember he was like upset. You know, he's like as I was getting in, he's like, "Get in here quicker! I gotta go. We gotta get selling." And then he took me back to the farm. I got into a truck, and then I started selling for the day.
Oh, dude.
Just like that.
I'm just picturing him showing up in the truck like, you don't even move. He's just selling to everybody. Then all of a sudden he gives you the signal. You just walk into the truck and you go.
I remember when he was saying I wasn't getting in the truck quick enough because he had to go sell stuff. You know, we gotta go sell. Get in here.
So he went out and sold stuff too.
And then I went out. Yeah, after getting into a terrible wreck, I just kept going.
But the boss man, he sold ice cream.
Yeah, he would go out too. Yeah, he would go out too. I mean, he was more of a, maintenance dude and fixing stuff and setting you up and ordering stuff. And you go to Costco and buy all these water, like hundreds of packs of waters and stuff. But yeah, he would go out. He would go out once in a while, and if it was like a big thing, like a big event. I mean, we did another fireworks thing one time. He came one time. That was crazy. It was like 4 of us, man, and we all came together, like in a row. And he was like the general. Like, you position there, I'll position here. You go here,
Repair stations, battle
yeah,
stations.
all these different points. Like you go up on top of the hill so people see you on the way up, and then I'll be down here in case they decide not to go to you. They'll come to me. And it was like, oh, he was nuts. What happened? I started there in like May, and then for whatever reason I kept going with it. I was slow at GameStop, and there were certain days I worked at GameStop till like 2 in the afternoon. Then I would go out and do that. But I still didn't have that many hours there, and I stayed on with the ice cream. I was going up until like Halloween. I was doing it, and I was like the last one. Like all the other people were were done, but I still kept. I don't know why I was doing this, and he would send me all these crazy places. And I remember one time he's like, all right, we're gonna sell hot dogs now, which we never did.
What?
He's like, we're doing hot dogs now. Here's hot dogs, and what you do is like you heat water and you just throw them in there, and then it was like, okay, sure. I'm like serving people. I don't even know if I'm like doing it correctly.
That's gross.
I was going to all these these school functions and stuff, and I just that was pretty much it. And the boss was like a real interesting guy. I really liked his approach to being a boss. Where I think a lot of people are like, I got to stay on top of these guys and force things out of them. I think he kind of like let you do what you had to do.
Well, he also sounds like he tried to hire people who would do, would do what they need to do to get stuff done.
He was more like a general than a boss.
That's a good thing, though. If you want, a
You were
good
like
boss
the
is like a general.
And I had a lot of really good conversations with the guy, and I really liked him live. He was kind of like a father figure in a lot of ways.
Aww.
And he was a nut, And then I never went back to the ice cream thing. It was too consuming. And I had another thing going, and I just never went back to it.
What was it like when you left? How did the boss take it?
Well, we had to leave eventually because it was winter.
Well, yeah.
And then what happened was I got a new phone, and I guess he was trying to call my old number, and I never told him, and he was trying to call, and eventually I called him, and I said, I'm not coming back, thanks a lot, and I said some good stuff to him, and that was that. I'm sure he's still doing it. I tell you what, that dude will always have a good roof over his head and food on his table because the dude just works real hard.
Yeah.
Owns his own business, and he busted his ass and does what he's got to do. And he was a good guy, so he helped me out with a lot of things. And the whole ice cream thing was like a real good job for me. Just like getting out there and talking to people and interacting with people and stuff, and trying to sell something to people, and it was good stuff, man. So
it was a wonderful learning experience. It sounds like
it did take a few years off my life, though. Like I said. So that's it. I hope people enjoyed the stories, and there are more stories, but those are the good ones. And 4 years ago. Went fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
Ooh.
that is that. Would you like to do some comments?
Why, yes, I would.
All right.
Our first comment this fine day comes from Dark Phantom Sky. Frill, yeah! Clearly,
That's OJ language.
clearly referencing that I say Frell all the time, which is actually a Farscape reference, which is an old sci-fi channel show.
So Dark Phantom Sky speaks OJ.
He
I need
knows
to bring him in as a translator sometimes.
He speaks my language.
Sometimes I don't understand you.
Sometimes I don't understand me either.
You think he could come in and translate?
If anyone could, I think he's one who's off to a really good start.
Excellent.
You can translate my dreams, but he can translate my spoken word. All right.
Why don't you make some sort of like OJ dictionary?
That'll be pretty. OJ's word of the day.
You should do that, and you can just have the word pop up, and it'll kind of be like Pee Wee's. This is the second Pee Wee's Playhouse reference of the day, but you can go. The secret word is Frell, and then you like explain what it is.
Yeah, or like a phrase like "oh pants."
Exactly.
This is how you use this phrase. That's
yeah,
a really
yeah,
good
that'd
idea.
be pretty good. I like this idea.
I like
Are
it.
you there?
I just put this in my notes.
Oh yeah, you're writing it down. Okay. That's
Yeah,
it.
dude.
I thought maybe you fell asleep or something. I'm not sure what happened.
No, if
there.
I fell asleep, it was you would have heard a thump of my head hitting the ground.
Yes.
This chair tips. All right. So our next comment is from Rough Business 1. Chuck Norris stares at a poster of John Rambo and OJ on his wall while he listens to the show with Schnauzman and Hole Punch, the Justice League, playing on his computer in the background.
Yeah, I wanted to get Rough Business on here. He's a cool guy. I see him post a lot on our videos. So I wanted to get him into the comments section. And of course, he knows quite a bit about Chuck Norris and Chuck Norris's habits. And this is actually very correct as to what Chuck Norris does on a daily basis.
You don't want to know what Steven Seagal does.
He watches Schnauzman and Hole Punch and listens to the show nude.
See, he didn't grow a ponytail. I didn't grow a ponytail to look like him. He
Yes.
told himself in the past to grow a ponytail to look like me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Jackie Chan, he watches the show Schnauzman and Hole Punch while playing with a mop for 20 minutes. Which is what he does in all his movies.
He's actually retired from doing action films.
He fights like 30 dudes with mops.
Yeah, he retired from doing action films so he can fight dudes with mops while watching Schnauzman and Hole Punch. Because you'll note, he did not retire from action movies until Schnauzman and Hole Punch came out.
Yes. He
So,
said there's so much action in that series that I could not possibly compare to this.
no. So, our next comment is
I love
from-
how we have a series of superheroes. They just talk to each other for 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, seriously though, if you
pretty awesome.
like, if you watch if you read some comics, dude, there's just dialogue and then there's like a fight for 2 pages at the end.
I love when the characters talk.
Oh, don't get me wrong. That's why I like stuff from Whedon and Smith and
I love the fighting too, though. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah.
I always love the personalities.
That's what makes them such interesting people because they're
That's what
not
makes
just.
the fight. That's what makes the fights interesting.
Otherwise, it'd just be a bunch of superpowered people fighting each other, and you could do that with robots. You know,
It'd be like Image Comics from the early 90s.
lovely.
It'd be like Exo Man of War, the robot.
All right, so
That was Valiant Comics before somebody calls me out on that.
good call. Didn't you buy the PS1 game Iron Man versus?
Yeah, dude, I still have it. I want to play that.
Do it. Do it.
You should do. I don't know if it's 2 players.
I could have sworn it was, but either way, I remember
If it's 2
watching
players,
you
we'll do
play
it.
it.
We'll film it.
Awesome. Oh, like the olden days.
Yeah. I do have the game, though. I'll look into that.
Sweet. I'll check Sin and Punishment Star Successor too. Shia.
That's 2 player.
I think so.
Gotta be.
Nice. All right. So we've got a message here from Hi, I am your mom. Mom. And the comment is, John's my ballsy attitude finally got me a girlfriend, and my best lawyers say, yes, yes, yes. Thank you guys for inspiration. Hashtag longtime fan.
What's the lawyer thing?
I'm not sure, but I'm guessing maybe he lawyered up, hit the gym, and got the girl.
Well, sir, excellent work. So my regards to the girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and you're welcome. And I'll just say this: every time that you kiss her, or are intimate with her, just think of me. Since I'm the one that set this up for you, that's all I ask.
Well, I was
Because then I'm
kind of,
thought of in your most intimate moments together.
I don't know, I was gonna say, hey, it wasn't just John's my ballsy attitude, it was your my ballsy attitude. Think about that one, dude. You did it.
It wasn't me, it was him.
You helped.
I had nothing to do with it.
Not nothing, but I'm saying, dude, you did this, man. You did this. This was you.
You did it.
Awesome.
You're right, I should not take credit.
So way to go. Hi, I am your mom.
Right. Excellent work, sir.
Okay.
And of course, invite me to the wedding, as I always say.
Please.
I'm going to be going to like 100 weddings someday.
And I have to say, please,
A
folks.
Ramborgia wedding is a wedding that you will not forget. That is like, have you ever been to one?
A wedding?
A Ramborgia wedding.
I have not been to a Ramborgia wedding.
Several sacrifices to the Ramborgian gods.
And the most important thing, at least in my mind, is no fondant allowed. All right? If a cake's going to look nice,
sometimes
it's
try to
gonna
crash the
taste
party.
good. The Ramboholics are allowed, but they just hang out at the bar the whole time.
Do not insult the Ramboholics. They're a rogue group that not even I can control.
They're welcome, dude.
I have no control over them. They're beyond anything. I just feel the world is in danger with their presence.
Now you're just inciting more shenanigans from them.
They cannot be stopped.
Before we incite any violence here, here's our next comment. Johns, I need your help. I grew a beard as I wanted to wear the official Ramborgia uniform. However, all my friends make fun of me and tell me to shave it. What should I do? This is from M&D Studio 4.
Read the next one too.
And Axial Assassin replied to M&D Studio.
Whoa.
You do not shave. You are Ramborgian, and you will not fold. Stand strong and know that there are thousands at your back supporting you. Lol.
Why are the friends making fun of his beard?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Maybe they don't have the ability to grow a beard.
It's possible.
Can you grow a beard?
Me?
Yeah.
I had a goatee before, and I could maybe get a pencil-thin mustache.
Do you think you can grow a full beard?
I could get a neck beard. I don't know. The amount I have to shave, I could get, like, sideburns down. Not much on the cheeks, though. I could probably do it.
Why don't you try to do it?
It's that transition period I'm trying to avoid here.
These strange new hairs appearing on your body for the first time. What do I do?
I don't want to talk about it. Plus, I don't want to get food caught in it, you know? I feel like I wouldn't be able to have soup anymore.
I think maybe the friends are jealous.
It's possible. I mean, dude, you do what you want to do. If they got a problem with your beard, tough. It's your beard, man. If you like the way you look at the beard,
why don't you grow out a nice beard and send us a picture of it, of yourself, and we'll feature you with your awesome beard, and they can suck on that.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you could grow a ponytail. Just kidding.
Yeah, you can't grow a beard because you already have too much hair going.
I'll be honest,
That'd
dude.
be overkill.
I found instructions. This would have been really gross, but you know that stuff I used to adhere the mustache to my face? Spirit gum. There's instructions for how to make a mustache out of real hair. So I could have trimmed the end of my ponytail and then attached it to my face.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't do it. You were spared.
I don't think it's necessary.
I spared you.
It's not necessary for what we're doing.
No, sir. Although I do need to trim pretty badly. Okay. So
I forgot to mention for Project 7, we actually used a lot of your equipment.
Everything but my camera, I think, and the blue screen.
His microphone and his lighting system.
Yeah.
Which I actually took one of the lights home.
But I will say that Andre did give me a fresh AA battery, so that was pretty nice of him.
I have one of the lights now, so I can film things in my own home. And I have light.
Impressive. I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right.
I should do that.
I should do stuff too. Oi. All right. Before I get more depressed about how busy I am, we have a comment here from Charles Mooney. We were at my daughter's soccer game, and there was an ice cream truck there today. My wife and I went over to buy something, and while we were looking at the pictures to see what he had, the ice cream man, or the ice cream jerk in this case, says to my wife, "For you, I have banana boat. Extra special, just for you." Would it have been out of line to snatch him out of his truck and put the yes lock on him?
Well, here's the thing. I would look at this two different ways. Depends on the situation. If he saw you with her and did that, then he does indeed deserve the S lock or a cross-faced chicken wing, perhaps. Some sort of beating. If he didn't see you and he just saw her and he's saying these things to her, I would take that as a compliment. It means you're with a good-looking gal, right?
Well, you just say, I would have just said to him, like, dude, banana boat, seriously, I got the crowd pleaser at home, all right? That's a Sunday at Friendly's. The giant crowd pleaser.
Well, yeah, man, if he saw you with her and that's real, it's real, the guy deserves a beating. I don't know how else to put it. But I think people get really like real jealous and things like that.
Yeah, people.
If people are hitting on your chick, it's one thing if they're doing it and they know you're around. That's disrespectful. If they don't know, if they think she's like a single person, that's kind of like a cool compliment. That's how I always looked at it. Like that means that you're with like a desirable person. That's a compliment to you that she chooses to be with you. It means she could probably be with a lot of different people, but they're the best one.
Yeah.
So I look at it. I don't know.
That's a good point.
So, gotta pick your battles, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to just start fighting for if it's not really necessary.
I mean, if he did see you, that's a disgrace to the ice cream profession.
Yeah,
I certainly never did such things.
I'm going to tell you, it's probably not the last time it's going to happen with somebody. So I guess you just gotta. I hate to say, you gotta learn to deal with it, but
I love how the ice cream man. Like, I love how it's an ice cream man doing this. Like, that's like such an oppressive profession. Like, she's gonna be like, "Oh wow, the ice cream man's hitting on me. Okay, let me get in the truck with you now, and we'll go off into the sunset together."
I don't know. They're pretty cool.
and play the music. That's the only thing I forgot to talk about. The music really gets annoying.
It's when the ice cream man replaces his regular music with Barry White, you got problems.
Like there's like 5-6 songs, but just really it starts to destroy your mind.
You start making up lyrics.
It gets in your head.
Yeah.
You could have it on for if you're like a big neighbor, you could have it on for like a half hour to 45 minutes.
Oh, it's got to be maddening.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Drove it from your mind.
Yeah, I really I love how we have the show now because it's kind of like a time capsule,
Yeah.
If I had this one out while I was doing that job, I'd have all this stuff remembered and it'd be all documented.
But now we've got this stuff to remember, so at least.
Now I have to look back because all I'm doing, I have to look back 4 years and try to remember stuff,
But it's better than not having done it at all.
That's correct. Well, I could forget it all because it's all documented.
Yes. All right, so I wouldn't. Now, John, is this next comment anonymous or no?
I will say it is, yes.
Okay. Always got to be sure because you listed the name.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I mess up a lot, so don't worry about it.
No, you don't. Not that often. Deleting the name. So here's our next comment. Hey, John and OJ. I'm a sophomore in high school, and I have never been in any fight at school. One of my former friends has been spreading lies and rumors around the school, insulting me, so I went up to him at lunch yesterday and confronted him in front of his friends, and asked why he has been doing this to me because I've done nothing to him. He then began yelling at me and calling me a beep, and he said he wants to fight me. I don't want to fight him because I don't want to get in trouble, and I've never been in a fight and wouldn't know what to do. His friends have been calling me chicken and all kinds of names for not fighting him. Could you guys give me some kind of advice on how to avoid fighting him?
Well, much like this ice cream man, he deserves a beating. He does, though.
Oh, I'm not going to argue with you.
He's picking fights, he deserves to be beaten up. But perhaps he's trying to get you to fight him? To which I would say you should not, do what he wants you to do. Or he thinks that, you won't not fight him and he's trying to look like a badass guy, so he's like pushing you around, knowing that you won't fight him, so he looks like a tough guy in front of his friends.
Which is really big to people like that.
Right. I think you have to ignore him. I don't think you should fight him.
Yeah.
Stand up to him. You could tell him stuff.
I think you wounded his pride by calling him out in front of his friends. Those are the people he's trying to impress.
Perhaps, yes.
So he's saying all this nonsense about fighting and stuff, so he looks like a big man.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I just don't fight him. If they start pulling stuff, dude.
I don't think he's gonna touch you though. I think
Yeah.
he's a bully. He's the kind of guy. He's gonna try to look good. He's gonna try to look tough. You know, he knows that you're a smart person and that you're not just gonna go fight him because you're an intelligent human being, like not like him.
Which is why he's trying to tear you down.
Oh, I'm gonna fight you, bro. He's not gonna touch you
Come at me,
because
bro.
he's a coward. He's a bigger coward than anyone. He's not gonna fight you.
He's the one who needs the giant squad of people surrounding him to feel better about himself.
Right. I would tell him how it is. And if he does decide to touch you, put his hands on you or something, you use the law against him. You know?
Yeah, you got to be careful though. Like high schools are going crazy nowadays with stuff happening.
Yeah, man, it was like that when I was at school.
No, dude, it wasn't that bad at all.
When I was at school, like, this was what I never understood. Like, if you're out in the street, and people start punching each other, you could sue the person. There's prosecution, right? People getting arrested. At school, it's like people just fight. I saw somebody hit with a trash can once. People punch each other. You just like what? You go to the principal's office and you're like, go to detention for 4 days. It's like school is so bizarre. Like even this situation this guy's in, right?
Yeah.
Where someone's spreading rumors about him and is trying to fight him. Like you can't get away with that in real life.
It's slander.
Yeah.
Slander and
So
threats.
you're being sent to school where you have to go to school, and there's not the proper things there to protect him from, being abused. So this dude has to go to school every day. He's been forced to go to school. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to go to school. I'm just saying you're supposed to go to school, right?
Yeah.
And you're abused in school. And no one's helping him out with this.
Not one person, it sounds
That is a
like.
failure on so many levels, my friends. And it's a completely broken system.
It's not good for anyone. The kids, the teachers.
It's not even like you can really even go to someone and tell them about this. I mean, like, that's what they say, but it's like,
What are you going to say?
yeah. This guy says he's wants to fight me. He's spreading rumors. They go to him. No, I didn't say that.
It's tough. I mean, that's what everyone says to do. And, I mean, there are some high points to it. But, I don't know what it's going to do. It's tough. I mean, if there are problems, having documented, if you have it on record that this guy's causing problems and stuff, then stuff will go way more in your favor if he actually tries to pull something. But it's tough because, no one wants to be the guy that everyone like goes, yeah, tattletale. But seriously,
There's not much you can do. And
if it gets serious, you just need it documented, There has to be a record of what
really
he's doing.
It's a failure of the system.
It is. Don't get me wrong. It completely is.
I think you gotta be the bigger person.
Mhm.
It's hard, man.
Turn the other cheek, man.
That's the best you can do. It's very tough. I read I was in situations like this when I was in school. I read a lot of Gandhi and things like that. I sometimes look back on it like maybe that was the wrong thing. Maybe I should have, knocked someone on their ass,
I don't know. You got out of it okay.
But you don't ever want to, this is what I always preach, like you never want to become the thing you dislike. In order to like, you don't want to fight fire with fire, you're going to have to become like this guy. And you have to, what are you going to do? You're going to spread rumors about him, you're going to punch him, you're going to become like him. It's not what you want to do. You want to be yourself, you want to be the good person you are.
Yeah, don't change the way you want to act just because.
Right, you can't change yourself. So, I wish you luck, my friend. I'm sorry that the public school system has failed you. Like it's failed most of us. And anything else we can do to help you out, But I would say, just stay away from them.
Keep your
Look in
chin
the
up.
time of day. Don't let them change who you are, or become a bitter person, or or get you get in trouble because you had to do something to him. And
Yeah, if you have to do something, if you have to talk to somebody about it, I don't know if there's a counselor or somebody at the school who isn't obligated to tell people, because that's a thing. Having a record helps, but of what they're doing. At the very least, write down what's going on. If you don't want to tell anybody about it, that's cool, but keep track of it, just in case.
yeah. And if you tell someone at the school and they don't do anything about this, I want you to give me their phone number. I will personally call these people. I will do it. I will record it.
Oh boy.
I'll personally talk to them and say, why did you fail? Fellow Ramborgian. Now you will feel the wrath.
Feel the wrath of the Rambosia.
So let us know how it goes.
Please do. We're rooting for you, man.
So I'm pretty much out of material for tonight, man. You got anything you want us to talk about, or what's going on with you?
Nothing else too terribly exciting. Just trying to gear up for conventions this summer.
You got quite a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming right now. I'm a little bit
Why are you going to so many
stressed.
conventions?
It's not that. It's not just that. Just like this has been a very busy week already, and I'm just trying to chill a bit. You know what I mean?
Yes. I will say this: I'm working hard on the episodes 5 through 8 of Sean's Man Hole Punch.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the scripts all set.
We reviewed some of that stuff the other day, and you've done some good stuff. I tried making a few changes. I got to get back in there, man.
Did you look at it today?
Not, dude. I did not get to look at it today. I got home, called you as soon as my computer was booted.
Yeah, I've been working on it, man. I'm trying to get all set. It's becoming a bit of a challenge to get together, and plus I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks now in June with E3 and too many games and stuff. So
yeah,
we're gonna get it done.
Have no fear, it will be here.
Some of it's looking pretty good to me.
Well, I mean, we scoped out the entire plot for the next 4 episodes.
I got a lot of really great messages this week from people, man. People are like, I'd love to see this on TV and this and that. And
and Twitter too. I mean, I don't know if you looked at the messages I got, but I got some really nice messages, guys. I'm so sorry I haven't replied to anything yet. I'm still playing catch up. It's terrible of me, but thank you guys for your support, and we're gonna do our best to live up to your expectations for the next 4.
Well, that's really cool that people say that kind of stuff, because that kind of makes it all worthwhile, you know.
We want to brighten your guys' days, you know. We want you to laugh a little bit in this.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty
world.
excited, where we're going with it, and I'm excited to get back to work on it, man.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had a lull in production on it for a little bit, but we're gonna get back into it, and I think you guys are gonna like what you see.
Yes.
Yes.
What I want to do for Too Many Games, we should talk about that a little bit. So we definitely want people to come and hang out.
Oh, yeah.
So at the panel, I think what we'll do is, hopefully we can show the Project 7 episode. What I'd like to do is actually show a video of kind of like a series trailer, I guess, for Sean's Man Hole Punch. I guess you would call it that.
Yeah.
And what I'd like to do is have OJ do a live reading of a monologue over it.
Evil. If it was a panel, it would be featuring DSP, John Rambo, and Hole Punch.
Should it be like that? Should it be like about a convention? If Evil was a convention.
That would actually be pretty good. Like, Evil. If it was a convention, tickets would cost $100, and the events would only go on for 2 hours. The exits would take 3 hours to get through the lines.
I like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You think it should be like that?
Yeah. You'd get suckered in by the shiny displays outside, when inside it was nothing more than 3 boxes of tissues and a cat.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I'm just shooting right now. I don't know if this is even possible to do as far as with the setup and everything. I don't know.
I think it's pretty easy to do it, yeah.
But plus I'd also have to make the thing, which I haven't done.
Yeah, and we got to do the monologue, and I got to rehearse it.
Then we're gonna have I have 4 shirts that we're gonna have that we'll bring. And we also have the Project 7 shirts.
Yeah, man, those are still pretty sweet.
And it should be pretty good. Hopefully, people can come out if they can.
We hope to see you there.
And next week on the show, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Oh, we'll do something.
So I can't even I like to do as we wind down here. I would be like, oh, we're gonna do this. We might have a guest, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not 100% on that.
So be prepared for anything.
There could be a guest, could not. But it's probably my last show before I take a one week break when I'm at E3. So
we will miss you.
I'll just give you instructions on how to conduct the show the following week.
Oh yes, definitely. I don't want to pull a Garth here.
If you're going to do the intro next week, you're going to do the intro again the week after that?
Yeah.
Well, that's not right. Can I do a pre-filmed intro that you can play?
Technically, yes.
Oh man.
This is John Rambo Presents The Show. I'm John Rambo, and I'm at E3 night now, losers. Just kidding.
I could do that, yeah.
My name is
I'm
John
excited. I
Rambo.
can't wait to hear the Howard OJ show.
Oh, no, I just heard that in my mind as the Hoj show and kind of
Are
shuddered.
you watching the X-Men anime?
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll talk about that next week.
All right, I'm not done with I won't be done with it, but...
By next week?
Dude, it's 12 episodes. I've been
How many
capping
did you
like
watch?
one episode a night. I've seen like 3, maybe 4.
You gotta do a marathon.
I gotta watch it, but dude, people are asking a lot from me, man. I got a lot of stuff to do.
My stuff's the most important.
I know, that's why I'm... We'll see how far
All right,
I
man.
can get through.
I gotta get out of here. We're just rambling on here.
Ramble on. Now's the time. The time is now.
Yes.
All right.
So that's it. Anything you wanted to say, or done?
No, well, you basically just said, all right, let's cut it. So I was just picturing the outro in 2 weeks in my head.
Okay. That's it, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the ice cream stories. I enjoyed speaking about it.
Yeah, the
People
ice
like
cream
it.
special, spectacular.
I don't know. And that is it, my friends. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to Genre Presents the best and free and optional entertainment. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Amigos.